This hypnosis routine is brought to you by the webcomic Manifold Crisis, which you can find at ottercomics.us/manifold. Hi, my name is Oren Otter, and I'm the head hypnotist here at the Transformation Parlor. And just as a formality, I want to let you know that I am a hypnotist. I'm not a licensed hypnotherapist. Now, I don't mind if you want to use any of my routines for therapeutic purposes. I just want to establish that if you are doing that, you're doing it on your own. Now, some of you have been complaining that my hypnosis routines do not work for you. Now, that's perfectly normal. Some people are just harder to hypnotize than others. In fact, I have the same problem. I have real difficulty going into trance. But I don't want you to get discouraged, because anybody can be hypnotized. If you have a brain, you have a subconscious, you can be hypnotized. The key is to keep trying. Well, not so much trying, because trying is something you don't want to do, just like trying to fall asleep or trying not to think about a hippopotamus with a tiny umbrella. The harder you try, the less able you'll be to do it. Hypnosis is something you have to let happen to you, just like falling asleep. The more attempts you make, the more success you will have. And the purpose of this routine is to help you to go into trance more easily. And you can use this routine as many times as you want. If nothing else, it's a great cure for insomnia. Now, one of the biggest blocks to going into trance is apprehension. That's why at the beginning of every routine, I always give reassurances, and that's what I want to do right now. Hypnosis is completely safe. Now, of course, I don't want you to do this while you're driving or operating heavy machinery. This needs complete focus and complete relaxation. You should be doing this when you're not doing anything else. You should be able to give this your whole and undivided attention. Hypnosis is not magic, no matter what you read in the comic books. It's not mind control. It's not taking you over. I won't and can't make you my mind slave. I wouldn't do that anyway. That's just not nice. I'm not going to wipe out your memories. I can't do that. And again, I wouldn't if I could. I can't make you do anything that you don't want to do. You're going to be in charge the entire time. If at any point during this routine you don't like what I'm doing, you can come out of trance right there and then, and you can stop the whole thing. Now, I would like to give you one caveat. Just like you don't want to fall asleep with a lot of trouble on your mind, because it might give you nightmares, if you go into trance with emotional baggage, you can come out with all those emotions rushing in on you. I don't want that to happen to you. This is supposed to be fun and relaxing. So for best results, you should be thinking happy thoughts as you go into trance. Now, if you'd like to take a moment to pause this video, you can get into your happy place, get happy thoughts in your head. Now, hypnosis is not actually sleep. It's just a very, very relaxed state. One in which your mind, especially your subconscious, is intently focused. But we use the word sleep because it's quick, it's traditional, and because saying go into a very, very relaxed state in which your mind is intently focused can get wearying. So you're not actually going to go to sleep. You can do that afterwards if you want. You're just going to go into a very, very relaxed state. I'd like you to be either sitting or lying down in a position where your head is supported. Now, I want you to focus your eyes on something. You can pick a point on the wall or on the ceiling or an object in front of you, or you can use the spiral that we've provided for your convenience. Just listening to the sound of my voice, I want you to focus on that spot. Listening to my voice and focusing on the spot you've chosen to focus on. Now, I want you to imagine that you're holding on to a big bunch of balloons with your left hand, or your right hand if you want. Just go ahead and curl the fingers of your hand up into a fist, and imagine that you are holding on to a big bunch of balloons, a great big bunch of balloons of all different colors. Very light, very, very light balloons. So light they can lift a toddler off the ground if that toddler and his parent aren't careful. Great big bunch of balloons, hundreds, thousands of balloons. I want you to imagine that you're holding onto those balloons. And they're going to start to pull on your hand. And the more you pull down on those balloons, the more they pull back, pulling your hand up, up, feeling lighter and lighter as those balloons pull your hand upward. Just imagining now, imagining what it feels like to be holding on to those balloons. Just using your imagination, imagining what it feels like to hold those balloons as they pull harder and harder, trying to get away, trying to rise into the sky. But you have a firm grip. You're holding those balloons as they pull more and more, trying harder and harder to go upward, pulling on your hand as you hold them down, keeping those balloons from rising into the sky. Now I want you to look over at your hand. Notice where it is. If it's risen at all from the point where you started, good news, you're hypnotizable. You imagine those balloons pulling on your arm, and your arm actually rose. And that's not something I did, that's something you did, because hypnosis is not about someone else controlling your mind. It's about you gaining a greater control over your own mind. And that's what you did. If your hand raised up at all, you started creating your own mental reality just by imagining. Now, if that one didn't work for you, we've got something else that we can try. Go ahead and look at your fixed point or at the spiral, just listening to the sound of my voice, focusing on that point or on the spiral, listening to the sound of my voice, letting my words do the work for you. Just listening, focusing on that point, listening to the sound of my voice. Now I want you to put your hands together in such a way that your fingers are interlaced, as if you're praying really hard. And then what I want you to do, after your fingers are interlaced, go ahead and raise your two index fingers and keep the tips as far apart as possible. Just keep them parallel. Try to keep them as far apart as you can. And as you listen to the sound of my voice, you can go ahead and take your eyes off of that spot. You can go ahead and look at your fingers. And as you look at your fingers, you'll notice that they're drifting closer, more like a magnet than fingers, getting further and further. The harder you try to keep them apart, the more they drift together, drifting closer and closer, just like a magnet. It's impossible to keep them apart, getting further and further towards one another, trying to keep them apart as hard as you can. The harder you try to keep them apart, they're going to drift together. Trying hard to keep them apart, they're drifting closer and closer together. The harder you try, the closer they get. Now, for most of you, your fingers will have touched by now, but even if they hadn't, you probably noticed that you can't keep them parallel. The harder you try, the more they drift together. That's the power of suggestion. Unless you were able to keep your fingers perfectly straight and parallel, congratulations, you are hypnotizable. Now, if you're not convinced yet that you can be hypnotized, we're going to try one more thing. So once again, just look at your fixed point on the wall or on the ceiling or in the middle of the spiral here. Look at that point, focus on that, and listen to the sound of my voice, ignoring all distractions. Anything else you hear other than the sound of my voice, it's just going to make you go into a deeper state of trance. Just listening to my voice, focusing on your spot, feeling better and better as you go a little deeper into trance. And now, we're going to do a little experiment. You're going to help me to test my new glue and glue remover. Now, I want you to pick an object that you cannot simply pick up. It could be a part of your body, or a table, a desk, the arm of your chair, a lamp, something that isn't going to come off the ground. So go ahead and hold out your hand. You can stop staring at your point, by the way. I'm applying a little bit of glue to your hand, and then I want you to stick your hand onto the thing that you chose, that surface that isn't going to be picked up. Now, this glue bonds instantaneously, so once you put your hand down, it's not going to move. And you can try to lift it up, and you'll notice that your hand is stuck. It's not going to move off of that surface. The harder you try, the more stuck it gets. You can try hard as you want to lift your hand. It's not going anywhere. It's stuck fast, stuck to that item. The more you try to lift your hand up, the more resilient, the more hard that glue gets, sticking your hand to the surface. But don't worry, because I've got my glue remover. I'm going to spray this glue remover. It's going to soak instantly into the glue and neutralize it. And now you'll find that you can lift your hand easily. It comes right off. Wasn't that interesting? Now, if you're one of those who couldn't move your hand, or even if you just found it a little bit difficult, congratulations, you can be hypnotized. And once again, that's not something that I'm doing to you. That is something that you are doing yourself. Hypnosis is all about you taking a greater control over your own mind. It's not magic. Nobody's charming you. It's not a psychic power. It's just you using your naturally built-in abilities. Now, for these experiments, we've just been using a very light state of trance, but I'm going to take you into a much deeper one to enable you to go into trance more easily in the future. That's the point of this routine, after all. Now, the part of the routine where the hypnotist takes you into trance is called the induction. Now, there are many different kinds of induction, and they don't all work the same for everybody. Some work well for some, others work well for others. Some of the best ones would require me to be there in person. Obviously, I can't do that. Since my routines are all pre-recorded, I like to use some that work best in a recording. That way, it'll work on the biggest number of people and have the maximum effect. And the techniques we're going to use today are visualization, followed by body scan, then deep breathing, the classic countdown, and then snap and sleep. And I encourage you to experiment. Find out which ones work best for you. When using any of the routines from the Transformation Parlor, you're invited to do your own audio editing, mix and match inductions, find what works best for you, and go with it. Or if you go to another hypnotist, you can tell them, this is what works best on me. I'll just put on a little bit of mood music here, and in the future, if you want to skip the pre-talk, just fast forward to 11:40. Now, if you're ready, we'll begin. So go ahead and look at your fixed point. Again, it can be any point on the wall or on the ceiling or on an object or in this spiral that we provided for you. Just look at that point that you've chosen, whatever point that is, as you listen to the sound of my voice. And I want you to think of a time that you felt perfectly and completely relaxed. It might be on the beach or in a hammock in the backyard. It might be on the couch in front of the TV after a nice big meal. Someplace that you felt contented, happy, and completely relaxed. I want you to picture yourself in that place, whether it's on the beach or in the bathtub, or sitting on the dock watching a sunset. Wherever you felt relaxed and happy, I want you to picture that place and think about those feelings. Think about feeling completely relaxed and peaceful, happy and calm. Think about how wonderful that feeling is as you listen to the sound of my voice, and picture yourself in that nice, soothing environment. Just think about how wonderful it felt to be that relaxed as you picture yourself in that place and listen to the sound of my voice. And as you do this, we're going to start relaxing each muscle in your body individually, starting with your toes. I want you to just go ahead and make sure that every toe on your foot is as relaxed as it can possibly be. Just feeling good, feeling calm and relaxed, and you'll notice that a nice, pleasant, warm energy is building up in your toes, just under your toenails, filling up your toes, making every muscle that it touches relax all the more completely. And that warmth is spreading, coming up into your feet, making your feet feel warm and calm and relaxed, letting all the stress ooze out of your body, letting all that tension just melt away, feeling absolutely wonderful as that warm, pleasant energy comes up higher into your legs, past your ankles, up into your shins, going higher into your calves, feeling so good as it comes up and makes every muscle that it touches relax, relaxing your calves, relaxing every muscle in your lower legs and your feet as that warm, pleasant energy comes up past your knees, relaxing every muscle that it touches, relaxing your thigh muscles, everything in your upper legs being filled with that nice sensation of warmth as all of your stress leaves your body, just melting away, melting out of you. You can just let go of all that stress, just let go of all that tension as that warmth rises higher and higher, filling your body, coming up into your groin, coming up to your bottom, up into your torso, making everything feel so good as it just totally relaxes. And you can feel that same warmth under your fingernails now, making the tips of your fingers feel good and relaxed and calm. And as that sensation spreads up through your fingers, it just feels so good to let all the muscles in your fingers relax completely, relaxing more and more as you just listen to the sound of my voice and let that warmth come up higher and higher, coming up into your hands now, further and further, making every muscle relax, further and further, feeling better and better. That warmth is rising up through your torso, soaking down through your skin, through your muscles, all the way to your spinal column, making everything it touches relax and feel good, just feeling absolutely wonderful as it fills up your lower arm from the wrist up through the elbow, feeling so good, so peaceful, so quiet and calm as every muscle that warmth touches relaxes, coming up further and further into your chest now, coming up into your solar plexus, coming up into your upper back, just feeling so good, making your heart calm. It's not going to stop, it's just going to be a little more slowly, relaxing, feeling good. Your breathing is slowing down a little bit, just feeling so good as everything relaxes. And you can feel that warmth in your upper arms now as that pleasant energy comes up towards your shoulders, filling up your chest, coming up through your shoulder blades, through your collarbones, coming up through the deltoid muscles in your arm, just feeling so good, so peaceful and relaxed. That warmth fills you from the collar down now, coming up into your neck, feeling everything from the neck down, making everything just feel wonderful, relaxed and peaceful. That warm, pleasant energy filling you up further and further as all the stress and tension just melts away. Just let go of all the stress as that warm, pleasant feeling rises up through your neck, up into your chin, up into your cheeks, coming up around the ears, making those tiny muscles around the ears relax, up the back of your head, making the muscles around your mouth relax, coming up further and further. The muscles around your nose now relaxing completely, and around your eyes just feeling good, feeling peaceful as it comes up past your eyebrows into your forehead, filling you all the way to the top. Everything just so warm and pleasant and relaxed as you just listen to the sound of my voice, letting my words create your reality for you. The only muscles that are doing any work right now are the ones in your heart and the ones that you're using to breathe. So go ahead and take a deep breath. Hold it for a moment and let it out. I want you to keep breathing deeply. And each time you breathe in, I'd like you to open your eyes. And each time you breathe out, go ahead and close them again. breathing in more of that warm, pleasant energy, opening your eyes, breathing out the last little atoms of stress and tension. And each time you open your eyes, you'll notice that they're a bit heavier, just like little weights were being added, so that they're a little more difficult to open each time. And each time you close them, they close a little bit more easily, because it just feels so good to relax completely. Breathing in, deep breath, opening your eyes, a little more difficult each time. Breathing out, closing them a little more easily. Breathing in, opening your eyes with a little more difficulty, getting heavier and heavier, and closing more easily each time you breathe out. Just feeling so good as you continue to listen to my voice, floating down into trance just like a feather or a leaf falling through the air. Just feeling so good, going further and further into trance. And if you'd like to go ahead and close your eyes now, you can go ahead and close them. That's fine. Let them close, let them lock shut. It just feels so good to relax. Just listening to the sound of my voice, breathing deeply in, more of that warm, pleasant energy, breathing out the last bits of stress and tension, just feeling so good, feeling better and better the further down into trance you go. More and more just listening to my voice. And if you'd like to go ahead and try to open your eyes, you can try. But you'll find that they're not going to open because it just feels too good to relax completely as you listen to the sound of my voice, drifting further and further into trance, going further and further, deeper and deeper, feeling better all the time. You're doing very well now, and I'm going to start counting down from 10 to 1. With each number I count, you're going to be able to go even deeper into that blissful state of trance. 10, starting down now. 9, feeling better and better. 8, feeling better the deeper you go. 7, going deeper the better you feel. 6, further and further. 5, just feeling better and better. 4, deeper and deeper. 3, floating like a feather. 2, almost there. 1, sleep. Very good. Each time I snap my fingers and say sleep, you're going to be able to go 100 times deeper, 1,000 times deeper. Each time I say sleep. Feeling so good as you just listen to the sound of my voice and drift into sleep. Further and further down into sleep. Further and further, just going deeper and deeper into that wonderful state of sleep. Deep sleep, deep, deep sleep, very deep sleep. You're doing very well now. You've gone deep into trance, and we're going to go even deeper. To do that, I'm going to bring you up first. I'm going to give you a little break. I'm going to stretch out and relax. You can go ahead and talk with me while we take that little break. 1, still feeling really good. 2, a little more awake. 3, becoming aware of your surroundings. 4, open your eyes. 5, fully awake now. Go ahead and stretch out if you need to. Scratch your itches, shift your weight. Still feeling good? Doing okay so far? Are you thinking now that you can be hypnotized? All right. Well, we're going to go back down now. So I'm going to start counting with 10, going back down into trance now. 9, further and further. 8, more and more. 7, deeper and deeper. 6, going deeper the better you feel. 5, feeling better the deeper you go. 4, 10 times further than before. 3, 100 times further. 2, deeper and deeper. 1, sleep. That's right, going deeper and deeper into sleep. Further and further to sleep. Not into actual sleep, but into a deep hypnotic sleep. Just feeling so good as you drift into a deep sleep, deep sleep, deep, deep sleep. Doing really well now. And we're going to come back up one more time. 1, still feeling awesome. 2, becoming a little more aware of your surroundings. 3, further and further awake. 4, open your eyes. 5, all right, still doing well? Are you enjoying the experience so far? That's good. I want you to have a good time. Are you ready to go back down now? Go ahead and stretch out if you need to. Get as comfortable as you can. We're going to go back down into a deep, deep, deepest possible trance now. 10, going further and further. 9,000 times further than before. 8, 10,000 times further. 700,000 times further into trance. 6, deeper and deeper. 5, just floating down like a feather. 4, going further and further. 3, still feeling wonderful. 2, almost there now. 1, sleep. Feeling absolutely wonderful as you just listen to the sound of my voice and sleep. Feeling so good as you sleep. Further and further into sleep. Deep, deep sleep. Very deep sleep. Deep sleep. In the future, anytime you want to go into trance, you will be able to do so easily and effortlessly. And the more often you do it, the easier it's going to become. Now, nobody else will be able to hypnotize you unless you want them to. You are going to be in complete control. Anytime you want to go into trance, you can do it. Anytime you want someone else to put you into trance, you'll be able to go easily, immediately, and effortlessly. And any time that you come out of trance, you're going to find yourself filled with positivity, with energy and drive to do those things that you want to accomplish. There'll be no more fear, no more procrastination, no more excuses, because you are an awesome person, and all you need is that tiny little bit of help to find the drive to get those things done. Now, before I bring you up out of trance for the final time, we're just going to do one more little experiment. This is going to be a fun one. This is why I do what I do. I want you to imagine yourself as a puppy. Just think about what it feels like and what a happy experience it is to be a puppy. And now I want you to go ahead and look down at your paws and notice that you are a puppy. Those are your cute little paws, and that's your tail wagging. That's your soft fur all over your body. You are a happy puppy, cute and playful and full of energy. And if you want, you can give me a little bark just to let me know that you're happy. All right, that's a good doggy. Yeah, good doggy. And it's time to play. So go ahead and run around. Play with all sorts of puppy toys. Mix with the other puppies. Just do whatever feels good. Playing and being happy and running off all that energy. And you can spend as much time you want as a puppy, playing and being happy, just as long as you come back in the next couple of seconds. Because time in trance isn't necessarily the same as time in the outside world. You have as much time as you want to play and be happy and be a puppy. And we're going to come back out of trance now. And you're going to remember all that time you spent as a puppy. There won't be any embarrassment. It'll be a happy memory. One that's going to fill you with joy the more you remember it. I'm going to start counting from 1 to 10. And when I get to the end, you're going to be fully awake. And you're going to feel that positivity and energy and drive that I mentioned earlier. That's going to continue. You're just going to keep feeling that good. Now, you won't be susceptible to any more hypnotic suggestions except the ones that you want to give yourself. Anything you tell yourself to do, those things you'll be able to do. Anything that you want to do, any suggestions that you want to take from other people, those things you'll be able to implement. And again, you'll be able to go into trance anytime you want to. Anytime you want someone else to put you in trance, you'll be able to, but only when you want to. 1, no longer a puppy. 2, unless of course you want to be. 3, still feeling absolutely wonderful. 4, rising higher and higher. 5, further and further with each number I count. 6, getting more and more alert. 7, still feeling wonderful. 8, becoming aware of your surroundings. 9, open your eyes. 10, fully awake now. I hope you had a wonderful time, which I'm pretty sure you did, unless you were absolutely intent on not having a good time. Because again, hypnosis is about taking control over your own mind. Whatever you want to do, that is what you'll be able to do. And of course, you'll remember that last experiment that we did. The happiness you felt, that is what the transformation parlor is all about. It's all about being happy and having positive experiences. So thank you for listening today, and I hope to see you here again at the Transformation Parlor.